on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Bitcoin at the time of making this video is still above $11,000. Now keep in mind, it is the weekend. Things can get a little bit crazy, right? We want to wait for that confirmation on the weekly close, see what happens on Monday when futures open again. But it has been a nice upwards trend for Bitcoin for the past few days. Now I know there are still some Bitcoin bears out there that are saying, no way, this is a fake out, it's a rejection, we got to fill the CME futures gap, which we've talked about on the channel before. However, I want to show you some data today that actually points to the fact, actually it almost proves that Bitcoin is actually just getting started on its next major move. And I'm going to show you in the chart. Stick around for that as well. Now, also one thing before we even get into the video, be careful out there, guys. We know Uniswap, they had their airdrop to people that were trading using their MetaMask, whatever, on the platform. Now you're seeing these scam giveaways. They're giving away Uni. Guys, don't fall for it. I wish YouTube could catch these scam giveaways, but unfortunately sometimes they can't. So if it sounds too good to be true, it definitely is. Do not give anyone your private keys, okay? Just want to give you that bit of warning. Now, something I want to talk about in today's video is DeFi, altcoins, the future of cryptocurrency, right? Lots of people said, well, the DeFi craze was a fad, all these yield farming vegetable tokens, that's it. It's a flash in the pan, it's over, forget about it. Well, that might be the case, but I will tell you today that decentralized finance is not dead, it is just evolving, and if you are not quick to keep up with these changes, you are going to miss out on massive opportunities to make some sick gains, okay? So things that happened 3 months ago, a month ago, even things that were, happening a week ago that were taking off might not work today. And I'm going to show you why and how DeFi is changing, some things you should keep your eyes on. I'll also mention a few projects I'm looking at as well. And basically moving forward, we're going to need to shift gears if we want to keep up with the DeFi space. And finally, I also want to end on some big news from PayPal. It looks like they could be going potentially all in on crypto. Well, maybe not all in, but we do have some good news for PayPal merchants as well as users. And if all that sounds good to you today, you know what to do. Smash the like, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. Join the free Telegram group down below, and let's dive in and have a look at some TA. Therefore, we can clearly see Bitcoin prices either headed higher or lower, but we could also go sideways. I know, lots of jokes out there. People say, oh, what is the point in all this TA? Well, guys, TA just basically gives us probabilities, right? No one's a fortune teller. I can't tell you what's going to happen, but we can make educated guesses, especially if we're out there trading, right? Obviously, dollar cost averaging is the way to go, but what I do want to point out is now this has been holding now for a few days. You see, we did have this significant level right here where Bitcoin kept bouncing on and we fell, and now it was acting as resistance. And if I zoom in right here, you will notice we actually came exactly down to the level and we did have a bit of a bounce. So the question is, are we now going to have this previous resistance flip support? If that is the case, the next level we're looking for Bitcoin is between the $11,300 and $11,500 level, okay? However, if we do get that rejection, we will probably come back down here and try to fill the $10,500 level. Now, having a look at the CME futures, we are still in a nice uptrend. However, CME future price closed at $10,900. So we will have a gap. Now, we never closed the $9,600 gap. So maybe we're not going to close these gaps. However, one over the weekend, these little tiny ones, they usually do get closed just from my previous experience. So do keep your eyes potentially on a quick retest below 11,000, maybe over the weekend, Monday morning, then we might come back up again. So just don't be shocked if Bitcoin does take a little bit of a dip, within the next 2 to 3 days, okay? But everything looking great on the macro, still above the key resistance and support. And as far as our major range here goes, the top being 12,000, the bottom being 9,500, the middle being around the 10,700, we're actually above that middle. So we are leaning sort of, in the midterm, kind of bullish for Bitcoin, right? Now, I know a lot of people out there are saying, right now, what is going on with Bitcoin? Is it just are the institutions accumulating, right? That's basically the big question. Well, before we get into the rest of the video, I just want to point out that if we actually do look at Crypto Quant, what they said, they're actually saying that fewer whales have been sending Bitcoin to exchanges. Now, historically speaking, this creates less selling pressure. If they're hodling it, on their ledgers or something like that, which by the way, you guys know what to do, drop a comment. You can win a ledger. We do that every Monday. But yeah, this basically means that the whales are not looking to sell. They're hodling their Bitcoin. We also talked about the daily volume on Bakkt literally breaking a record high. So between the whale activity and Bakkt's record volume, this shows that both whales and the institutions, now we can only assume, obviously we don't know exactly, but if we take these two data points, kind of looks like they're accumulating and they're not really looking to sell it right now, right? Now, I want to talk about something real quick before we get to the, DeFi, altcoin, gems, and all that other stuff that I know everybody's here for because we all want to make 100x in a day because we have no patience in crypto. But let's talk about why that it actually does look like this is the beginning of a massive uptrend for Bitcoin. So if you plot Bitcoin's daily close against its yearly moving averages, you can see a good snapshot of where Bitcoin is. So you can see right here, the chart plots the daily difference between Bitcoin's closing price and its yearly moving average from the beginning of the year to the most recent drop that we just had on September 4th. If you look at it, the difference began rising after the drop in March and has been increasing ever since. But here's where it gets interesting. Prior to the drop, the highest point of the moving average was around 8,988, recorded on February 26th when Bitcoin got above $10,000. While its rise above the level didn't last, it did push the average up. Since then, the average has been consistently dropping. Oh no, the average is falling. But wait, there's more. At the beginning of September, the yearly moving average jumped over the 26 February mark, making a new high of $9,028 on September 1st. And you can see right here, this chart plots the daily close of Bitcoin price against the moving average, and you can see that the latter is crossing above its previous high point in February, which is basically saying that Bitcoin is putting in a new high on this moving average. So Bitcoin's recent price has not only pushed its current price higher, but also its yearly average higher. Remember, you got to zoom out. You got to look at the big picture. This is not just a positive sign short term, but it shows that the price surge isn't just a mere fake out or a pump, but it does have enough backing it to sustain itself for quite some time. And another thing is, if you're wondering, where are the hodlers at? Well, which asset do you think is the most popular among long-term investors? If you said Bitcoin, well, obviously you already knew that, or else you wouldn't be watching this video. But anyway, according to a survey of Huobi traders, 45% of respondents have time horizons longer than 1 year, with 12.5% saying that they're willing to wait over 4 years for return. This seems to contradict with the widely accepted view that crypto investors are there just to make a quick buck. But when asked which asset they would hold the longest, 69% of them said Bitcoin. Now, speaking about who is holding Bitcoin, we have CEO, what's his name? Michael Saylor over at MicroStrategy, and we know they just bought a ton of Bitcoin, and he basically said that he has a mega problem. He says, I have a lot of cash, and I'm watching it literally melt away. I'm helped to realize that I have a mega problem by this insane V-shaped recovery in the bond and equity markets. He said that Bitcoin isn't 10 times better than gold, it's 100 times, maybe it's even 1,000 times better than gold, and according to him, he plans to hold Bitcoin for 100 friggin' years. So he is also a long-term hodler as well. And one thing, like I said, not only zooming out of the charts, but just zooming out fundamentally, we are only just getting started. Look at how small Bitcoin is compared to crypto, which is only 268 billion, smaller than Walmart, Facebook, Google, Amazon, Windows, Apple, right? Bitcoin's even smaller than the market cap of Toyota. Imagine that. So just think about how early we actually are. And, guys, on the road to success, there are no shortcuts, right? This is just a little bit of a joke from RDBTC. I don't know, though. Sometimes there are, right? I mean, hey, if you got the Uniswap airdrop, That's kind of a shortcut. That was free money, right? Those guys were doing more for the stimulus than the checks that we got over here. But, having a look about, decentralized finance, and I'm not talking about yield farming pickles and potatoes and all these other things. I'm talking about real DeFi projects that actually have solid foundations. Now, you can see this is a beautiful chart that was created that sort of shows you the difference. You have money, you have DAI, Ether, Ampleforce, central banking, Federal Reserve. You look at, things like MakerDAO, commercial banks. We have things like Compound, BZX, investment banking, synthetics, exchanges, instead of like New York Stock Exchange, whatever, you have Uniswap, Curve, etc., brokerages. And one thing that we need to keep our eyes on, and this is a major DeFi aspect I believe that will take off, is insurance, right? Obviously they talk about things like Geico, State Farms. Now in here they mention Nexus. You also have Open, you have Yearn Finance, right? Now, talking about Yearn Finance's creator, Andre Cronje, he also is now backing a new decentralized project, and that is it's called Safe, but basically they're changing to Cover, but I'll tell you what that is in a second. He basically said that he's now pivoting. The pseudo-anonymous creator of the controversial Safe token, which, by the way, had a massive dump. It went from $4,438 all the way down to about $166. Lots of craziness was going on. I didn't even have a chance to talk about this. The creator basically came out. He said he screwed up. He made a mistake. He acknowledges that he made a mistake, but he did receive a grant from Andre Cronje of $25,000 and 5 Ethereum to help kick off the project. And Andre is going to be serving as an advisor to the project. He says they won't replicate past mistakes with Cover. Now, the Cover protocol, if you guys don't know what it is, currently it is Safe, by the way. It will enable users to buy and sell Cover on anything, all on a completely decentralized and scalable platform. They say our unique model has no limitations on depth of coverage per platform, allowing even platforms like Curve and Aave with billions of TVL to have meaningful coverage. And if we go back here to our chart, like I said, insurance is going to be playing a huge role. Obviously, we have payments and asset management, which I didn't get into either, but these are all aspects of DeFi. But having a look right here, 446, let's give it a quick refresh, 426. This coin is still falling today, guys, down 27%. And you can see, from an all-time high, we are down over 90%. Now, keep in mind, it was yieldfarming.insurance, but they are going to be rebranding to Cover. So I'm not saying to go out and buy this token right now, but keep your eyes on it, guys. Insurance is going to be big. The coin is down 90% already. Andre Cronje's on board. They're rebranding. They're refocusing their strategy. I would keep our eyes on this. Now, keep in mind, it is going to rebrand to Cover protocol. They do have their information over here. So that's one thing I would definitely say to keep your eyes on. Another one that we talked about on the channel is Linear Finance. Now, they're saying their pre-staking program has successfully launched with 1,638% APY. You can actually go here. They have a video tutorial. Now, this currently is up 101% today, guys. We're at 24 cents. When I first mentioned this on the channel, we were at about 11 cents. I told you guys this is a project I'm very interested in. These guys, as you can see right here, they're a cross-chain compatible decentralized Delta One asset protocol that will cost effectively and instantly create, manage, and trade synthetic assets with unlimited liquidity. Now, I've already gone into this project. I'm not going to go into it too much, but if you have a look at some of the people just involved in this, you have Alameda Research, Neo Global Capital Ventures, Genesis Block, Kinetic Capital, Hashed. Guys, these are big names on board with these. This is definitely a project you're going to want to check out. Like I said, I'm not going to go into crazy detail. We've talked about it, but keep your eyes on Linear. I believe this could just be the beginning for these guys as well. Another project is Frontier. Now, Frontier is basically creating this ultimate wallet. It's already available right now. You can download it on Apple and Google Play, and they're basically going to be connecting to this is basically like interoperability on steroids. Some of the protocols they already have supported include Maker, Compound, Uniswap, Synthetics, BZX, Kava banned a whole bunch of them already. And yeah, this is going to be huge, guys. So this is going to be a one-stop shop. Basically, you can stake, you can earn your APR, you can, like basically instead of having to set up all these different wallets, learn how to use all these different things, you're going to be able to do everything from Frontier Wallet. Now, Frontier Wallet also was one of those coins that kind of came out, and it just well, actually, it's been going up today. It's up 8.5%. But, it came out, it had its pump. It got up to about well, no, this is a daily. Hold on, let me go to max. Well, actually, look at this. It's basically only been falling. It started at $1.22, and it's basically been falling ever since. The low was around 46 cents. We're up to about 59 cents, but at a market cap of 5.6 million. Not financial advice, guys, but keep your eyes on Frontier Wallet. I personally think this could, it could 10x. I don't see why it couldn't get to a $56 million market cap, especially considering the interoperability that they're going to be, having with it as well. And one other aspect that wasn't even on this list that we talked about, and this is being coined as DeFiOT, decentralized Internet of things. Okay, well, anyway, unlocking the $1 trillion IoT data market. Now, this is from IoTex. I talked about these guys about 2 weeks ago on the channel. In fact, I actually was able to get my hands on one of these UCAM devices that they have. By the way, this is a real device that is actually going to be, they're going to be selling these on Amazon. When is it? I had it written down, September 28th. This is going to be on Amazon. And keep in mind, when people are buying these, products on Amazon, they're going to get this that says, powered by IoTex, okay? And this is just going to basically show people that, this space is legit. Cryptocurrency gets a really bad rap, because there are a lot of scams and a lot of silliness, but then you have companies like IoTex, which I actually did an interview with them like over a year and a half ago. If you guys want to Google it or just YouTube it, check it out. But, basically right here, they talk about smart devices that are emerging in our houses, cities, businesses at a blistering rate. Every second, hundreds of new devices are activated, adding to the 20 billion devices already installed across the globe. A phenomenon called the Internet of Things. So basically, whether you're a homeowner using a security camera to protect your family, a farmer using drones to optimize crop yield, like real yields, not like DeFi yields, or an athlete using wearables to track your workouts, the IoT is impacting everyone and everything. So basically, IoTex's mission is not only to enable people and businesses to own their IoT data, but also to utilize, tokenize, and monetize their data as well. And this could be the missing component to decentralized finance, or DeFiOT as they put it, right? Owning your data devices such as UCAM and Pebble trackers. So you got to think about it. Why do all of these companies like Facebook and, these mega conglomerates basically put so much value on your data? Why do they try everything in their power to own your data and not let you own it? Well, that's because your data is valuable, right? They use it to sell you ads. They use it for all different types of things. But unfortunately, you receive nothing for all of the data that you provide. And one of the things you could do right here, they have their IoT data oracle, token minter. They have a DEX coming soon, which I'll talk about in a second. And basically, you can tokenize that as well. Unlike the recent wave of decentralized finance assets, which derive their value from speculation and often lack intrinsic value, DeFiOT assets will be backed by and derive their value from real-world IoT data sets and devices with actual utility. Real-world things. This is what we're talking about. I've been so excited about things like Chainlink and Oracle protocols and all these different types of things, right? We talked about Alliance Block, right? Anything that can basically connect that real-world aspect, even data, which kind of bridges data itself is, because you'll have a camera, which exists in the real world, filming people, and then that footage will then be decentralized, right? You can have that, you can own that data. So it's bridging the gap between the real world and the digital world. And dude, one of the things you could do, fractional ownership of machines. By tokenizing machines as fungible tokens, investors can purchase fractional ownership of both the principal value of the device itself as well as future cash flows generated by the device. This also provides new financing opportunities, such as initial device offerings that provide upfront capital for new machines in exchanges for portion of future cash flows, etc. And, basically they say that soon they're going to be releasing never before unforeseen components. And like I said, they are going to have their IoT data, Oracle cross-chain bridge, and a decentralized exchange, which will be launching very, very soon. So definitely something to keep your eyes on, guys. Yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of things that you can own like NFTs and stuff, we also have Meme up almost 100% daily. I told you guys about NFTs, you know, these non-fungible tokens, owning your own data. These things are gonna be huge. Stick around to the Zombie channel, guys. You might learn a thing or two. And finally, I want to end on some news today from PayPal. They are working on incorporating cryptocurrencies into their business, according to Sandy Brigar, a managing director at the investment management firm Aspiriant, I believe they're called. She says it's at the forefront of all of the e-commerce and digital payments, and we think there's been a huge amount of demand as people have been staying home, conducting commerce from their couch, from their beds, wherever they're hanging out, and we think that's going to continue as we move beyond this pandemic. Ultimately, as people go out and about and begin to resume their daily life, you know, we are going to start doing things more digitally. They say we also like that PayPal is working with merchants to bring crypto into the fold, and we think that there's going to be really important, that it's going to be really important as more cryptocurrencies become mainstream in the years to come, whether they be stable coins, Bitcoin, right? Or even just things like non-fungible tokens or things like your own data being tokenized. Reports also surfaced that PayPal was planning to announce a partnership with New York-based trust company Paxos to handle the supply of crypto assets once it launches its cryptocurrency services. So, if that is not enough to get you excited about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, I don't know what is, guys. This chart looks beautiful, but, you know, it is the weekend. Be careful out there. But, yeah, that's basically it for me, guys. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. We are looking forward to Monday, as usual, to see what happens. It's always a crazy day when the futures markets open again. But that's it for me today. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this for the most part every single day. My name is K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.